We have an explosive fight with Angelina and JWoww. You don't want to miss it. Plus, 24 is now in, and is he a part of the family finally, or is he treading on thin water? Don't go anywhere. You're watching AfterBuzz TV.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Thursday! Woo!
Sorry for everybody that we're hurting
Can you
your.
tell we're excited?
So excited!
Sorry for hurting your ears. And if you're listening on a podcast and not watching us on YouTube, we're just super excited because it's Jersey Day. It's Jersey Day. Like
all of the above.
It's Jersey Day, and it's that time of the week again. But this episode, I think, is very special because this is probably, like, we thought last week was crazy and fun. This is probably the best one that we've had so far. And what's good about this episode is that it doesn't just end and the drama's done. Like, it's going to continue. It's going to be like a couple more series.
It's
going
the
on.
calm before the storm.
Ooh,
It
the
is.
storm is coming.
And I'm your host, Justine DiVanna, and I'm here with Mama DJ
What
and
up?
Benny.
What's up, guys?
And I feel like I'm like, oh, Mama DJ, Benny, we need like something else.
I know.
Yeah,
we need
we
a
need a
nickname
name.
for me. I have no
We'll figure it
idea.
out. Let us know in the comments below if you guys have a nickname for
Yeah.
Benny.
Let me know.
But overall thoughts of this episode.
Girl, honestly, this episode was probably the first episode so far this season that really angered me. Like,
Yeah.
I have so much anger towards JWoww and even 24. Like, 24, I don't even know you, but I don't like you now. Like, what? Oh, so frustrating.
So much drama.
So much.
And I
Wait,
love
and
it.
As Benny's saying, he's like, so much drama. And his eyes, if you guys aren't like watching, you can see his eyes are huge. He freaking loves it.
I love it. I love every second of it. This is what Jersey Shore Family Vacation is about, and they're taking it back to the original series where there was just so much drama.
Oh, yeah.
Partying and drama. That's why I tune into this show.
Oh, yeah.
I say it all the time. I'll say it again. It's like this is almost more dramatic. Before, in the earlier Jersey Shore, it was all just like partying, getting drunk, hooking up with the girls. This is like real life shit that's going on, and they fight about it. And I am here for it. And so the episode starts off with Uncle Nino coming in. It's not like a really prominent thing that happened, but I do want to touch on it because it's funny. It's Uncle Nino. He brings a little bit of humor to this crazy episode. He calls 24 Roger. He's like, oh, Roger. And I thought it was hilarious how Vinny's mom and Uncle Nino were in the confessional like, are you taking the same plane as me? All right, good. Like, they're
so
not
funny.
reality stars, and they're just like being thrown into it,
Yeah.
just like going with the punches. What did you guys think about that?
They were hilarious. I mean, when Uncle Nino called 24 Roger, I lost it. That was just so funny. And he kept on comparing him to Roger too. Oh, he's just like big like Roger. He looks like Roger. And I love how they did like a side-by-side photo of Roger and 24.
Yeah.
They look nothing alike.
Yeah.
But okay, Uncle
The
Nino.
bigness, maybe. The
Maybe.
maybe. I don't
But
know.
face and clearly, I mean, well, they both look the same age, I will say, because 24 does not look 24.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's so weird.
Yeah, you said it yourself. Uncle Vinny and Vinny's
Vinny.
mom. Like, Uncle Nino. Uncle Nino.
I knew what you meant.
And Vinny's mom, they're not reality stars. And I think that's what makes them such great TV.
It
Because
does.
they're just being themselves, you know? They're not in the limelight like that. And that's why I love watching them.
I love watching them together because you know that Uncle Nino's living this up. He's how old and he's never had fame, and now all of a sudden he's thrown on national television and he's living for it.
He loves it.
But you could tell his mom's like, you could tell Vinny's mom's like, I'm just here for Vinny. Are we flying home together? I need to go home. I need to clean. Like, you know, she's thinking all these things. They're like, sit in the confessional, let's mic you. And she's probably like, oh, Jesus, what is this? Like, she has no idea.
I know. I just love their authenticity, and that's what makes them so great because they're not pretending, they're not forcing anything. They're just being themselves, and they're so lovable.
I have a question for you guys.
Ooh, ask away, girl.
Benny, do you think that Vinny's mom and Uncle Nino and people that are not really submerged into the show, do you think they know about all this drama? Or do you think that like Vinny's trying to explain, Mom, this is what's going on with 24? Like, do you think that they really know what's going on?
I think they know what's going on. Like they still read everything that's
And Uncle Nino?
Uncle Nino's a maybe. I think Vinny's mom for sure. She probably reads up on stuff.
Yeah.
Uncle Nino, they probably do have to explain stuff to him, or they might not even explain anything to him. He just might go with the flow. you know? So he came in thinking 24 was JWoww's ex, so yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they know what's going on, but they don't know like the whole story. They might hear something, they might hear whispers or rumors or whatever. I feel like they're so old school. They're just like my mom. My mom's so super old school. When she sees something on TV or she's just scrolling through the internet and she's like stumbles upon something, then she'll ask questions. And I think Vinny constantly explains, oh, here's what's really happening, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go out and drink with them, with Vinny's mom and
they'd
Uncle
be so
Nino.
fun.
I bet they would be hilarious.
Does Vinny's mom I don't ever see her drink, I don't think.
I don't know. She's hilarious with the hair all big.
Yeah.
And she's like Vinny, like
She's
cooking
so
from I
old
She
school.
starts crying to see her son strip. That's funny.
Oh, and before I forget, guys, you definitely want to stay tuned to the end of the show because we really do have some crazy news and gossip. I know we say it all the time, but like we
This is
really,
crazy.
really have
It's
some stuff going
intense.
on.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
If you guys already know, it's probably, even if you haven't seen the episode before, today I saw like news about it. So I'm like, okay, you know, like this news is like definitely worth listening to because it's a little crazy. But yeah, so I thought it was very interesting because JWoww was talking about how Angelina, I wrote it down here, that Angelina instigated and threw JWoww under the bus when she was talking to Ronnie. I'm going to make this, there's a lot to this episode, so I'm going to try to like minimize it to kind of like the situations that happen because there's so much like little stuff in between. But yeah, what did you guys think about that? Because 24 was also talking shit about Angelina and they're acting all giddy and all lovey on each other. Ronnie was sneak peeking and took a look and he's like, she's an idiot. This is before like really anything went down. And he's already calling her an idiot. Clearly Jenny's in his ear. What did you guys think about that scene?
Okay, you know, and this happened in the beginning of the episode, and that's when my anger started.
Oh yeah, we were angry this whole episode, guys.
That's when the frustration started. First of all, JWoww's a liar, okay? Talking about Angelina, lying on her like that, saying that she initiated it. The way she described the situation when how JWoww found the text messages on Angelina's phone or whatever, and she was saying how Angelina was whispering in her ear, oh, do it, text her, text Jen. I'm like, that did not happen. Like, girl, why are you lying? And the fact that she talks so much crap about Angelina to 24, so clearly, like you said, she's putting all these thoughts in his head, okay, because she hates her so much for whatever reason, and now obviously 24 is gonna be like, oh yeah, I hate her too, and I think she's an idiot too, and he doesn't even know her. He just comes into this situation calling her an idiot, so disrespectful, and the fact that JWoww is like supporting him doing that, it's so annoying. I can't. Oh, girl, save me.
Preach, sister. Preach.
Let me just
Benny, your turn to unleash the beast.
I completely agree. All right. Unless there's footage that the producers did not release of Angelina doing all this stuff that JWoww said, then okay, JWoww has a point. But we haven't seen any of that. So I have to go.
Well, what are you talking about this episode? Because JWoww, this is before anything went down with 24. They were just talking about.
I'm talking about how JWoww was saying Angelina did all this stuff about getting in her ear, telling her.
Okay.
Yeah. And we never saw any of that.
Yeah.
So I have to be on Angelina's side because I didn't see Angelina do any of that stuff.
And you best believe MTV would release it. They'd be like, look at the drama, look at her doing this. It was Angelina, literally what we saw was Angelina on her phone being like, oh my God, I have these texts. JWoww crawling over her, let me see.
She literally wrestled her to the
Angelina
ground.
laughing.
Yeah. And the moment where 24 called Angelina an idiot, that was just way out of line because at this point, they never even had like a one-on-one conversation. Not that we saw.
None of this drama that's about to be talked about happened.
So where does he get the audacity to call her an idiot? You know?
Well, before we
girl, my thoughts exactly.
I have a lot to say, but I think I would rather wait until, because there's a lot that happens, you know, not like a lot, but there's a lot of like in between stuff that I really got to unleash my feelings. But before we dive into the episode more, DJ, do you want to let our AfterBuzzers know some fun things about AfterBuzz.
Yes, of course, definitely. This is just a nice break from... Oh, this is just me meditating. Guys, thank you so much for making us AfterBuzzers, the ESPN of TV talk. We enjoy Jersey Shore so much every week, talking about all the crazy drama happening, all kinds of emotions being expressed tonight. If you're on Facebook, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe. You know we appreciate your comments too. Join in on the conversation. And yeah, just keep on enjoying us and the show.
Thank you guys. Yes. We love chatting with you guys. Let us know what you think about 24. Do you think that 24 is a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad guy.
But before we dive more deep into this, let's get on a little lighter note, which I thought was something funny I wanted to talk about, was how annoyed Dina was at that guy about.
Oh yeah, so
she
random.
was so annoyed because he thought he was wasting her drink, or he thought she was wasting her drink, and she was getting mad, and they were going on and on and on about this millennial thing. And it was funny because they do tackle this when they go to dinner, but it kind of started off before, and they're saying, I hate millennials, but they're millennials. I thought it was hilarious.
That was just too funny. I'm like, why? You're a millennial. She's dissing all the millennials. Like, who does she think she is? Does she think she's generation X or whatever?
I agree with her. I feel like I'm Dina. I am a millennial, but I do not identify with these crazy millennials. Sorry if you're out there, you crazy millennials that are offended over everything. That is not how I roll. So I am with you. I was like this with Dina. I was watching. I was like, girl, we gotta have a drink sometime. Well, it's my Jersey girl.
It's so funny because Dina isn't the first person who I've heard say that. Like I have friends who are in their 30s who have said the same exact thing, and I'm like,
I hate millennials.
You
but
realize you're a millennial, right?
I think there's a separate. I feel like there's 2 kinds of millennials though, depending on which year you were born. I feel like there's the older millennials and then there's the younger millennials, and I noticed that because I'm thinking back, my oldest brother, he's 10 years older than me, so I would consider him, he's how old is he, 37 or whatever, so
that's not a millennial, is it?
No. It is
1981.
He's born 1982.
Oh, so he is a millennial. Yeah.
So, but I would consider him as the older millennials, and you know how there's a younger, I guess you're in your mid 20s.
We think of the TikTok millennials, people doing TikTok. And I
always make fun of them. I'm just oh well, I'm the younger millennial, and you're the older millennial, so we see things differently, you know. So I think maybe she hates the younger millennials.
Well, now it's old hat. Anyway, this is Brown from the booth, by the way. I was just gonna say that. Now we can just hate on the Gen Z. You can be like, oh, millennials are fine. Now it's the Gen Z.
Gen Z is the new internet.
Yeah,
they're
obsessed.
After 98.
But they're so young. Yeah. They're still teenagers.
Jesus. Yeah, you're right. Well.
What? Woo! Oh God, I feel so old.
Yeah, they're in their early 20s now. Gen Zs are.
It is. I don't think it is millennials. You're right. I think it is the Gen Zs. Okay, enough of this. It's making me feel old. Let's get back to 24 so we can feel like we're 24 years old again. Yes. Let's talk about 24 asking about Angelina's sex life. They were all at the pool. The whole situation was weird. He just, has the creepiest smile. Let me just get this out here. He makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't like his smile. I don't care who's watching this. I stand by what I say. He creeps me out. Mm-hmm. He was totally invading on Angelina's sex life and asking her questions, and Angelina goes back and she jokes around about it. She jokes around. I think she doesn't want to make any she's treading on thin water because her and JWoww always have a weird relationship. She's kind of fun in the sense of she doesn't want to make it a big deal. How do you think she handled it, and did you think it was inappropriate of 24?
Oh, it was definitely inappropriate of 24. I mean, you're coming into this group, you're new, tread lightly, know your place, all right? And I think maybe in the beginning when they first kind of met, they were all kind of picking on him, and so he kind of felt a little bit awkward and still was trying to figure them out. And I think in this case, in this situation, I think he was trying to fit in by being so just not having any filter.
Yeah.
Because Angelina's an easy target thanks to JWoww for talking all this crap about her. Mm-hmm. So she talks the most crap about her than anybody. She's cool with everybody except Angelina. So Angelina was just easy bait for him. So he probably thought he was being funny, but not really.
I see where he's coming from. I don't agree with it. I think he was on the wrong, but I do understand that he is just like you said, he is just trying to fit in, and he sees that everyone else they joke around with each other, they make fun of each other, they talk crap about each other. So he's doing that to Angelina, but what he's saying he shouldn't be saying. If he wants to joke around and pick another joke, you know. Right. Not about her sex life. That's very personal.
Very personal.
And Jenny just sat there the whole time.
Yeah, and you have a girlfriend. I think that's very weird to talk about another woman's sex life, and you have a girlfriend, and your girlfriend is right there.
I'd feel so freaking weird if I was dating a guy and they were like, yeah, so when's the last time you had sex? It's just so weird to talk.
Awkward.
And you know, the way Angelina handled it, I think she didn't stand up for herself in the sense of like, if she really felt uncomfortable, like technically, she should have said this, should have said that. I think she handled it the best she could, because she's not how she used to be and just lash out like she would have. She actually was like, okay, like she felt awkward. She kind of like didn't really know what to do. That's the vibe that I got.
She definitely handled it the best way she could, like you said. And I think because there's just kind of that still tension between her and JWoww. She's trying to again deal with the situation as delicately as possible. But oh man, I just wish somebody else would stick up for her. Like Vinny was there, he was like, I'm trying to stay out of it.
And Dina, why is nobody standing up for her?
They were just talking about how they formed a nice friendship, and I thought Dina was gonna step in and be like, yo, don't talk to Angelina like that.
I think Dina, though, she never really gets involved.
I think they're just afraid of JWoww. They don't want the wrath of JWoww.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Dina and everybody is afraid of JWoww? Do you think they just don't want to get involved? I can see both sides. I think it's a little of both, but I don't know. Let's bring in a cute baby, though, and let's talk about Ronnie's baby, Ariana. And before more of the drama continues.
Oh, this is a nice break, though.
Yeah, it's a nice little break. He brings in his little daughter. It was so freaking cute.
Oh, so adorable.
24 is still trying to joke around with Angelina, like, during this. The whole thing,
yeah, what the
he
hell?
just won't stop, but the baby was cute.
I loved the moment when the baby said, hi.
Oh.
That melted my heart.
To 24, and he was
24 of all people.
He was awkward with kids, guys. And she didn't, JWoww didn't seem to care. She's like, I don't want kids. And in my head, I'm like, have they had this conversation?
They definitely did. Because she knows he probably is awkward and weird about kids. So she was, but then again, she has 2 kids of her own. Like, they're going to be his, like, if they decide to.
Are they serious at this point? Like,
I love how you actually don't know. You're like...
I don't think they're gonna last. They're not gonna last. I'm sorry.
No,
I mean,
I
she's just having a good time. You know, have your moment, JWoww. Like, have fun, live your best life, okay? But they're not gonna last.
I agree.
It's not forever. So
no,
that's it. That's what it is.
That's what that is, guys. Yeah. So basically, they were all talking crap. Like JWoww and 24 were all like talking crap about Angelina, like how they have to go to dinner with her, all that. So they're at dinner, and I wrote this down here that JWoww was attacking Angelina, and she literally said, look, this is just like a short version of what she said, because she said, look at me, I will check you. I will check you. She said, I check you a couple times. You need to check yourself. So long story short, for anyone that needs a little recap on that, JWoww was at dinner. They're all sitting there, and basically she was saying that Angelina's out of her place because she's being mean to 24, and if she really had a problem with 24 hurting her feelings, she would have said something. Angelina's saying she's and then she's saying that you're an easy target because Angelina's saying she's outgoing. It's this whole drama. What did you think about it?
JWoww wasn't making any sense. When she was talking, I was like, what are you saying? Are you drunk? Like, this doesn't make sense at all. If anybody's out of place, it's 24. He crossed the line. He doesn't know his boundaries.
But girls will defend their guys.
I know, I understand that, but like, come on. Like, let's be real. She sounded like an idiot. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to talk about who's an idiot here, it was JWoww at that moment.
Yeah.
We are being real tonight.
Oh, I'm angry.
I'm gonna go off of what you said a little bit. I'm gonna stick up for her a little bit, even though I didn't agree with her.
Sticking up for JWoww?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick up for JWoww. Just a little. Like, JWoww is a ride or die type of person. So she's going to stick up for her man, which I'm not against. But at the same time, was she right in what she was saying? No, she wasn't right. But I do understand where she's coming from when she's sticking up for her guy. So she has to find a median because she was definitely in the wrong.
She's hypnotized by love. She's
but that's what I'm
hypnotized.
saying. She's standing up for him for what? Like, to me, I was so confused what she was talking about because Angelina's like, you know, I'm an open person. Like, I think what she was getting at was kind of like my question. Like, Angelina was kind of play fighting back. So if Angelina was really genuinely upset about it, why didn't she say something? Like, why did she joke around about it? And Angelina was like, because it's maybe something I would do. She's like, I was just, you know, like, I was having fun, like, it was whatever, and then it just started to escalate, and he wouldn't stop. And she's like, I'm an open book, I'm this, and then she's basically like, you just gotta check yourself, and, like, this is why people make fun of you. And I'm being honest, I totally relate to Angelina. I'm always the friend that people make fun of, like, oh, Justine's talkative, Justine's loud, she's crazy. I'm always that friend. So I understand where Angelina's coming from, and like I felt her in that. I'm like, that's just who she is. Let her be.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm crying for myself right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Angelina definitely felt very awkward in that situation because she was so caught off guard and thrown off. So she didn't know what to say but the truth, I guess, in that moment. But then again, like you said, he was taking it too far, kept on escalating, he kept pressing her, asking more personal questions, so that made her even more uncomfortable. And when she had took the time to actually process what just happened, she was like, wait a second, he's definitely out of line and I feel some type of way. And she wanted to address it. And I think it would have been great if 24 was a decent guy to own up and, you know, say, oh, I'm sorry that you felt that way. She has every right to feel the way that she feels.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Exactly.
He did kind of apologize to her. He was
like
at dinner.
half-assed
He was trying to say, you know, I didn't mean to come off that way. I don't think I ever heard her
not
say
Maybe JWoww
sorry.
cut him off. Maybe JWoww cut him off.
It's just not sincere to me.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that sincere vibe either. I think this is how it should have played out. I think that JWoww definitely shouldn't have been as hard as she was on Angelina, and maybe it just made a joke about it. Like, hey, don't mess with my man, haha, nudge, nudge. Like, I don't know. I just think she went way too hard on her, and she didn't need to do that.
She just hates Angelina. She hates her.
And she's overly defensive. She's overly defensive of what's hers, you know? I mean,
why does she hate Angelina so much? I don't remember, because I remember...
It's their past. It's the past.
But I don't even really... I mean, this is a whole other thing, because I'm, like, trying to even remember when they first reunited in Jersey Shore, the fan vacation. Like, we'll get into that after, because I'm, like... It's been so long, I forget why they even don't like each other, to be 100% honest with you. But before we get into some news and gossip and our special segment, let's wrap it up with really what is about to turn into a big shit show next week. And that is, they're at the club. You basically see 24 grab Angelina's ass and, like, legs and... Listen, this is I'm gonna say this.
The table? Just clean the table right now.
Leave it all out here.
This
Leave
is
it all
the
out
thing.
here.
Spill the tea. The tea is spilling.
Angelina, what I think happened was she was definitely dancing and getting close to him.
Yeah.
I think she was drunk. But look at Jenny. She couldn't even walk. Jenny was all over, like, she couldn't even walk. She was lying there. He was grabbing
dead.
her throat. She looked dead. It was a weird situation. Angelina was just drunk, and she probably went over and was like, I've known myself, like, hey, and like, you're just kind of dancing on them. Like, I think they almost did a 3-way kiss at one time.
Yeah,
It's not like she went to kiss him, like her and Jenny, like, it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, he was just in the middle of it.
Yeah, and she walked over, but she got close to him, and then, like, I saw him, like, put his arm around her, and she, like, made these faces, and to me, I think he's wrong, but Angelina, why didn't you just get up and walk away? Or unless she was too drunk to really comprehend what was going on.
You know what I think? Okay, not to say that she's right for doing this, but I think in that moment, she was trying to test his loyalties to JWoww. And so...
Damn, a lot of drama for that.
So, I mean, hey, but clearly, you know, we saw what 24 did. His hand was clearly on her ass, so he was definitely in the wrong. So JWoww's gonna play back that tape. I'm sure she's seen it, and she's gonna have to have a conversation with 24.
But Benny, what do you think about when you saw the interaction with Angelina also getting close to him?
This is what I think. I think, like you said, she was drunk. I don't think she went too far with him. She was just dancing. She's that type of girl who dances with people. It wasn't like she was all up on him, bumping and grinding. I think he could have completely avoided the situation by just moving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it, like, I can understand why Angelina didn't move. It's an awkward situation. She's drunk, and you know, like, what do you do? Like, yeah, you can walk away, but she probably wasn't really thinking right. She was just like, oh, this is weird. I'm just gonna keep on dancing.
Are we biased because we like her? But like,
not to mention, did you see his hand move from her ass to her leg too?
It was just
He likes her.
He does. That's why he keeps picking on her.
You do not like touch someone like that if you have a girlfriend. Like, you don't. Like, that was like, oh, I'm gonna hook up with you.
So you see in the previews how shit's about to go down, and they go to they go to the shore, and there's gonna be some fighting, and then Snooki magically likes to pop in at this time.
Yeah, where did she come from?
And she's standing. Yeah, I'm sorry, it pisses me off. I get that her and we'll get into this next week when we actually get to the episode, but like it really made me mad because I get that that's your best friend, but how are you going to sit there and say she's lying when I just want them to watch this back and then see?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious at the house. Obviously, they hadn't seen this yet. This hasn't aired.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there saying, in the previews, they're saying that, like, oh, she's lying, whatever, and they almost get into a fight at the shore house. I wonder if it's because they never got to see it.
Oh, it has to be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be. And it's a very sticky situation because that Snooki and JWoww, they're sisters, pretty much. And so...
I get it, but, like...
But you have to, but like you said, they haven't seen the tape, so she's going off of Angelina versus JWoww. Obviously, if you don't see the true cold facts, she's gonna go towards Angelina because she trusts her. You know.
Yeah.
So I understand where Snooki is coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I think any of us. Well, I know I would. Believe somebody who I consider like pretty much family over anybody else, but again, once they see the truth come out,
it's just I get that, but how is she gonna be like she's lying? Like, you literally never saw what happened. So like, I just do people on reality shows not realize that it's going to be aired for the world to see? Like, do they forget? That's what you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me sometimes. I'm like, the way they act, I'm like, they act like no one's ever going to see this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, anyway, but before we get into our news and gossip, we have our special segment. Benny?
Yes, our special segment is something that I love so much. It's whoever went the craziest this episode. Yeah, you crazy?
Spiral
Squad. So
I know mine.
I'll let you guys go first.
Jenny.
Oh, man.
JWoww for sure.
Oh.
And 24, but more Jenny. She's all over the place.
You know, I will say JWoww. I mean, that's an obvious, and 24 spiraled a little bit too. Yeah, they were just out of control. I don't like them.
All right, I'll change it up. I'm only giving it to Angelina out of love because I think she is a fun person.
Okay.
Just her getting super, super drunk, humping the machine.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Spitting out the
I love
champagne.
her. Yeah.
It's out of love. It's not out of you were awful.
She was a fun spiral.
Right, she was a fun spiral.
Did you guys ever think like our favorites would be Angelina and Mike? Like, they were my least favorites, and now they're my favorites.
I literally was just saying that about JWoww. I used to love JWoww, but I don't know what is happening this season. I'm not liking her.
I haven't ever really been a huge fan.
Really?
I've always
okay.
I mean, I liked her, but no.
I've always liked Angelina since the beginning. I remember when like she left, and I was just like, no, and I wanted her to come back so bad.
Well, then we got Deaners, and now we have Deaners and Angelina.
Yes.
And they're bonding.
Yes.
Aw,
But
so
it is now time, before we head out, guys, for our news and gossip section.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so obviously you guys have heard about the drama with Ronnie. It actually happened right after
Oh my
our
God.
after show. I remember looking at him like, are you kidding me right now? We were just sticking up for the guy. Well, apparently he's ignoring the situation and Snooki's text messages. They're trying to get a hold of him. He hasn't talked to.
Isn't he taken into custody? Or he got bailed out?
He's out now. Yeah.
He had like $100,000 bail.
Yeah. So he hasn't talked to any of his roommates, and Snooki was on her podcast. It's Happening with Snooki and Joey. She was pretty much saying she sent him a really, honest text message saying, you need to get it together. Mike said the same thing. He was saying you need to wake the F up. But they sent an even more harsher text message to Jen. Snooki is apparently really upset that Jen went out, got photographed by the paparazzi wearing just a tank top and shorts, showing all of her bruises. And she was just not happy about that.
I saw that. I didn't see her bruises though.
Me neither. That's crazy.
Yeah. There are pictures out of her.
Oh, so you think Ronnie did actually hurt her?
Well, no. Those are all. That's all allegedly, but she's. I guess Snooki is pretty much saying that Jen is saying that Ron did do that stuff by walking out and just showing all the bruises with the kid with her.
She literally rolled him over with a car. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is all so crazy.
Yeah. And some other news and gossip. There are reports saying that Ronnie and Jen are over for good. But we've heard that before.
I know.
We heard that in last week's episode. So
it made me sad that we were all Team Ronnie last week. We're like, Ronnie, he's got this. They're not together. And then I remember right for our news and gossip, we heard, never mind, they're back together. And then we leave.
Yeah.
And then all of this drama continues.
Yeah,
But,
and they haven't spoken since the alleged fight. So.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, another crazy episode of Jersey Shore, and it's not just in the episodes. The drama continues outside, and it's mostly with Ronnie and his baby mama drama all over TMZ. Guys, there's a lot going on with Jersey Shore all the time, so definitely keep up with us. Tune in with us weekly. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Justine. You can find me at Justine DiVanna.
And I'm DJ. You can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
I am Benny Adams, and you can find me on all social media at Benny J Adams.
Until next week, see you guys.
See you guys later. See
Our
you next
founder, Keven
Thursday.
Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.